Hello, grade threes. This morning I'm out in my garden. I came to have a look if I could see any of the bees. They love these plants that I have, but I don't see any yet. They specifically love the lavender, which is over there. I'm going to read you a quick story today about a bee called Zoe. She lives in a hive with all the other bees, and this story, although it is a story, is actually true. This is exactly what the bees do to find the best plants and the best flowers and the best nectar and pollen. So listen carefully, and then we're going to have a look at the life cycle of the bee too. I want you to remember that a bee is an insect. Oh, I just saw a bee fly right past, but it's so tiny I don't think you'll see it. I want you to remember that a bee is an insect, and it has 6 legs, it's got antennae, it's got wings, and it's got 3 different body parts. Right, let's read Zoe's story. It's called Zoe's Road Map Dance, and it says, buzz, 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 busy, busy, very busy, buzz, buzz, buzz. The bees are flying to and fro. They are very busy. It is summer, and it is time they have to take as much nectar to the hive as they can. Everybody is working hard. The hive is almost full of honey. There are only a few open spaces to be filled. Bees are used to hard work, and they like it. They fly to and fro, to and fro. And when they come to the hive, they drop their pollen and nectar as fast as they can. And then they do their dance to show the other bees where they found their stuff. If they could not find nice pollen or nectar, they look at what the other bees' dancers are telling them. And then they go to that place as fast as they can. So this is true. There's a beautiful, there are lots of beautiful websites to go to and little YouTube videos to watch on how the bees do their dance. Right, at bedtime, the workers are tired out. They fall into bed, but they first brag about how much food they brought to the hive that day. It was I who showed you the best place to get pollen, brags one. That may be so, but I brought in 16 loads of pollen, says the other one, still out of breath. And I brought in 17 times. I brought pollen and nectar in 1 million times, sniggers one. Liar, you can't even count up to 1 million. And the others laugh at him. And there they are, all the little bees in their beds, although that part of the story is not true. They don't sleep in a bed like that in real life. Only Zoe has nothing to brag about. She was also out the whole day. She also flew to and fro, but she didn't bring back anything to the hive. It's not that she's lazy. It's only, well, Zoe thinks about other things when she flies about. She sees the pretty flowers and she sniffs at them, but not to collect pollen and nectar. No, she visits every flower, and then she pretends that she is a fairy. The thing is, even though Zoe is a honeybee, she'd rather be a fairy. And now there's the word that I was looking for, honeybee. Honeybees collect pollen to make honey. Now, the honey in the hive is for the little babies, the little baby bees, the larvae, and the honey is also for the queen, for them to eat. But we also get honey from the bees, which is amazing. One day, the queen bee scolds Zoe. You're just lazy. If you don't bring in food tomorrow, you may not sleep in your bed. You'll have to stay outside until you bring food in, she says crossly. Zoe nods her head and flies away. Today there will be no playing fairy. Today she will be a hard-working bee. She's a worker bee. She has to go out and collect the pollen and nectar. It is not long before her feet are covered with nectar and pollen which she's collected from the hive. And when she comes to the hive, the bee working at reception says, "You can offload." "Oh no," says Zoe. "The queen has to see for herself what food I brought in. What if she doesn't believe it? And then I'll have to sleep in the cold." The bee blinks in surprise. "Is that you, Zoe?" he asks. "Yes. Let me go and call the queen. She will have to see this with her own eyes. Wait here." The bee goes directly to the queen's bedroom. Now the queen is very important in the hive. She lays all the eggs. So Zoe waits and waits. She forgets why she is waiting, and she turns into a fairy again, and she sings one of her songs. It's not long before her foot taps the beat, Fairies are always singing and dancing. Zoe sings and dances a new dance she's just made up. She flutters her wings. She goes buzz, buzz, buzz to the side. She goes buzz, buzz, buzz to that side. She bows here and she bows there, just like the real fairy she once saw in the reeds at the river. Some of the other bees come to reception. The clerk isn't there to write up their loads. They too have to wait. They see Zoe with lots of pollen on her feet dancing. "Oh, that's a nice load," they say and look at her. Yes, bees show each other with dances where they go to find the best pollen and nectar. "Yes, I think I know that dance. I think I know where Zoe has found nice food," says one. And then he goes and he's off to find the place. Do you know that bees can go up to 6 kilometers to look for the best and most beautiful flowers that give the best pollen and nectar? "Just look at how she shows us the way with her dance," says another bee. I think now I know the way." And off he goes. In that way, Zoe, without her knowing it, is sending the bees in all directions. So in this little story, this part is true. Zoe is doing a dance, but listen carefully to what happens in the story. That night, the workers fall into bed. They are very tired. Nobody can brag about the big loads they brought in. They all got lost. Early the next morning, the queen calls Zoe. Zoe must do her dance for her. Zoe must tell her where she found the pollen and the nectar. And then the queen knows what went wrong. "My dear Zoe, you've drawn the wrong road map with your dance. Nobody brought food home yesterday. Go and play that you are a fairy. Just don't dance in reception again." So it is true, the little bees, the worker bees, when they come back and they've got a good load of pollen and nectar, they do a dance and it's called a waggle dance. So they do this little waggle dance and they go left and right and in circles, and the bees, the other bees watching, can pick up that this is true, and then they go off and they find the direction of the plant or the little flower that the bees just danced out, and then they go and find all the pollen. So bees are very, very, very clever. Now in this hive, I said the queen bee, right, she lays the eggs. And here, this is in your little booklet as well, you will see the egg is right at the top. And then this egg turns into a larva. But all the while this happens, the egg and the larva, the egg that turns into the larva stays in this little hive. They don't go anywhere. And in fact, they've got a little box, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-sided little shape that they stay in and grow up in. Then the larva turns into the pupa, just like the words we had with the butterfly. But this larva is not moving about and going to eat a leaf. This larva is growing inside, as well as the little pupa. It's growing inside its cocoon, and then the adult emerges right at the end. So please watch the little YouTube clips, and please look out for any waggle dance of the bees on YouTube. There are plenty of little videos. Go and see if you can find one called the waggle dance of the bees. And that is the little story of Zoe doing her dance. Although she got her dance very confused and all the bees went to the wrong parts of the garden, there is a proper waggle dance that the bees do. Go and have a look at it. Right, I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you again soon. And please do all the pages on for the little bees, especially this one, color it in, and you can do the bee, as a little bee crossword, you can do that too. And have a look at this one with the bee parts. You can now fill that into with all the little words at the bottom. Okay, so we've got that one, and here's the one I was talking about, the buzzing bee little crossword as well. So do those, and then we will see you again next week for another insect. Bye.